All right, guys. Hello, hello. I wanted to make a quick video. I know I'm a little disheveled, but this news just came out, so I wanted to get a little quick video out. I'll make a much more detailed video later on, so keep an eye out for that. Welcome, guys. I wish I had good news. I love Marvel Rivals. I've been playing the heck out of it. I'm working on some guide content right now for some of my favorite characters: Captain America, Wolverine, Thor, and soon to be the Thing. But we're here with some bad news, and this is something that's been plaguing the game industry for a very long time. And I wanted to dive into a little bit of the information around it. Marvel's Rivals' entire American team, their entire development side in America, was just fired. Now, this is wild because Marvel's Rivals is extremely lucrative and very successful. So, how this is happening, why this is happening, and so on and so forth is kind of up in the air. We don't really know the reasoning why, but I wanted to go into at least the announcement and talk about what happened and why. A little bit from my guess. So here we go. Let's start. NetEase has laid off Marvel's Rivals director as well as most of the U.S. team. This is crazy. It's actually not the director. There was some context added. It is actually the game director is a Chinese a man. And Guang, if I'm not mistaken, and still working. And the person that was fired was this guy right here, Thaddeus Saucer, and his entire staff, which is Seattle-based. Let's read his statement out from Jake Sucky on YouTube. Sorry, on Twitter. This is such a weird industry. My stellar talented team just helped deliver an incredibly successful new franchise in Marvel Rivals for NetEase Games, and we were just laid off. Oh well, times are tough. Let's find these incredible people new jobs. And then he was very kind. He mentions someone that he worked with and trying to find them something. A lot of our time on the project was spent on a sort of R&D branch, coming up with new level design mechanics, gameplay mechanics, and so on. Gary was a key part of these efforts. His technical ability, proactivity, and passion for the game and problem solving were a huge asset, and he's looking for a job for Gary, essentially, for the rest of his stuff. But here's the important part. It developed a level design tools and gameplay mechanics that I can't tell you about because they belong to NetEase. They accelerated the team and enabled the team's progress. Now, the reason I'm bringing this up is because this shows some worries for the future of Marvel's Rivals. One of the best things about Marvel's Rivals is how it has innovated on the hero shooter genre, how it is different than Overwatch, how it has grown from Overwatch. One of the best parts is the level design. Level design in Marvel's Rivals levels are way above and beyond a lot of the things found in Overwatch, in my opinion. You have dynamic things, levels, disappear, they change, you can break things. It's so much more, it leaves so many more options than the typical Overwatch game, in my opinion. One of the things that drew me into Marvel's Rivals. The other thing that is really cool about Marvel's Rivals is that they iterated with the game design in terms of your heroes and what makes heroes cool and what makes them different than sure, we have some pretty much very similar characters like Black Widow and Widowmaker and so on and so forth. Hilariously enough, Widowmaker was designed after Black Widow. But we have those characters, which are a couple here and there. But you again have characters like Invisible Woman, who is extremely unique, and really there's not really any character like it in what's it called in Overwatch. You have characters like Doctor Strange, who can create a portal, two portals that connect. That has never been done in a competitive video game, really, except for Splitgate. And that was only a few years ago. So it's extremely unique. You have a bunch of unique and very highly unique characters, all with unique game mechanics that make the heroes feel like the actual heroes they're based on. Wolverine feels like Wolverine, Black Widow feels like Black Widow, even, and so on and so forth. Every single character feels like that, gives you that power fantasy. That is why we play Marvel's Rivals. So what does that mean for the future if their R&D section is now gone? This is a very bad sign. Like, I don't think, I'm not saying Marvel's Rivals is dead or anything like that, but I think that whatever they're working on for the next 6 months will probably be pretty good. But after that, we might have to start worrying. I hope we don't. and I hope this means they're gonna hire other people, or maybe maybe this team that was fired was just not that good. Who knows? I have no idea, but I know that the product of Marvel's Rivals is very good. Right now, we don't know what caused the firing. We don't know why NetEase chose to fire their entire team here, and we have no idea how lucrative and how useful this team that was fired really was. Maybe most of their best R&D came from NetEase proper in China already. I don't know. It could entirely be possible. But it's kind of worrying, and I think everyone can agree that anyone who's a big fan of Marvel's Rivals only wants to see the game succeed. I certainly do. It gives me my favorite power fantasy of my favorite character, Captain America. So I really don't want to see this game die. And I'm sure you guys can relate in the comments below. But I think this is definitely a shaky ground. Now let's talk about why this might have happened. NetEase is very much, and I talked about this when in my previous videos. I'll link them down below. I have an entire playlist for Marvel's Rivals. NetEase, and this was one of my big worries, is a very infamous company in terms of self-sabotage. They regularly have come out with previously very good games. I'd say they're very coin flippy. So half their games are failures at the beginning, and then the other half are successful at launch, and then sometimes they nuke it in the middle for no reason. This has happened with like 6, 7 other mainline large games by NetEase, and I am a little worried that this could happen here as well. I have no clue if that's the case or not in this situation. I genuinely hope it's not. But if you do look up NetEase's previous games, you can literally Google NetEase games made by NetEase, games published by NetEase, whatever. And you'll find a list of video games that are like, oh yeah, that used to be a good game. There's a lot of that used to be a good game. Will that happen here or not? God, I hope not. But, who knows? Because weird things have happened in the past, even with this direct company. Now, one thing about this that I wanted to cover as well before we leave is there's a little Discord message. One thing I would like to clarify. There's only one director, that is Guang Guang, and I do not like false rumors, so the game director is not dropped. It was a completely different person. Let's not reach a conclusion. This is from NetEase themselves. On workplace harassment when you don't even know what the structure is. So some people were thinking it was workplace harassment, and that's why the Seattle team was let go. But there's no evidence for that, so I wanted to clear the air about what is not true as well. I don't put clickbait in my videos, as you guys know, for anyone returning. And if you're new, please know if you like this kind of content. Drop a follow or a sub on the YouTube channel, and give this video a like and a comment because it helps create good things. And lastly, here, yes, I'm expanding on the issue of whomever is worried that we would lose our Western audience touch. Very important. Our team has weekly meetings with the Marvel team. Okay. But who is left in America that they're going to have discussions with? Nice little comments. I was looking at the comments. But I don't know. I genuinely don't know. So let's see. Some people think that, is Seattle woke and that's why they got dropped. I have no idea. Like, I don't think that's the case. There's no evidence of any kind of, like, woke shit in Marvel's Rivals. I would call that out real fast. Marvel's Rivals seems to be just a game based on being a good game, which is why it's been successful, which is why we like it. But hopefully it's okay. Now, this is a little message from another person who was dropped and laid off from Marvel's Rivals, Jack Burrows. I want to read this out. Hey folks, I got laid off from my job working on Marvel's Rivals and NetEase. Enormous pleasure to work with them. I just couldn't dodge the big boot, I guess, no matter how big the success of the gig. And now I'm seeking a new role, and then he's asking for help. But this is wild because, again, Marvel's Rivals is a massive success. Let's see, Marvel's Rivals revenue. I mean, it's only been out for a couple months, but in basically what amounts to a month and a month and change, $130 million in revenue. So they are well on track to make $1.5 billion this year if they continue to grow and continue to make, you know, good money and so on, which I have no doubt they will, if the quality stays high. That is a lot of money. And that is, and they did the most majority of development in China, which has far less development costs. Actually, that might be why they dropped the Seattle branch. Seattle is a very, very high cost of living. It could simply be economics. And it could be like, you know, we have a team here of you know, 100 of people in China, and they cost exactly as much as 20 people in Seattle in terms of, you know, benefits and cost of living and so on and so forth. So it could just simply be that. And that would be really sad because that means they're making the decision for monetary purposes, and kind of like, you know, the cutting off your nose to spite your face that a lot of games and service games do. You can find my Riot Games video where I talk about that exact debacle where you take something good and kind of screw it up by virtue of just straight up greed. And, you know, Chinese companies are not immune to that. They actually do this kind of thing quite often. And they used to do this on the regular, which meant that, you know, none of their games were successful for straight up like a decade. And we only got like gotcha dog shit from them for a very long time. I hope this doesn't go that route. I hope this does not go that route. But it always could. And, you know, Ubisoft has done this. EA has done this, where they drop otherwise good teams just for the sake of saving a few bucks, and as a result, they kind of sink the entire ship. Do you think that will happen here? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I want to know what you guys think. It's just a quick little video, quick little summary of what's going on with this breaking news, and hopefully it doesn't turn out poorly, but I'll let you guys know. Whatever we find out in the next few days, check it out. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. And for more Marvel's Rivals content, for more variety, awesome content, I'll always keep it real for you. Tune in to the next video. Loads of love, and tell me your favorite character in the comments below, and tell me what you guys think. What is the reason that the entire, almost, U.S. branch of Marvel's Rivals development team was fired and laid off? What do you think? Was it economics? Was it woke? Was it this? Was it that? I have no idea. I would love to hear your thoughts, and let's figure it out together.